Chapter 349. Sure enough, the big screen showed the moment Huamin entered the room until he walked out. The entire process took less than 15 minutes, but the scene was thrilling. Didn't you say that there was no more evidence? Zhou Guangming was also dumbfounded. Dennis Wu smiled slightly. This is the complete video. If you suspect that we tampered with the video, you can do a forensic analysis. The entire process shows that my client was forced to do what she did to protect herself. In that situation, there were so many men and she was a girl. If she didn't use such a method, she might have been violated. Therefore, I believe that she acted in self-defense. Court is adjourned for 15 minutes. The court will resume in 15 minutes. After the judge made the announcement, everyone immediately relaxed. Zhu Lingling immediately walked over and handed Huamin a bottle of water. Drink some water to calm yourself down. Calm down? I'm very calm. Huamin chuckled. Looks like we're definitely going to win. Girl, do you know who your husband hired? That uncle? I don't know him. Who's he? Huamin took a sip of water while sneaking glances at the old man who was organizing documents not far away. Uncle? Do you think he's just an ordinary uncle? Zhu Lingling was speechless. Gao Ran smiled but didn't say anything. What are you two doing? What's with the look in your eyes? Who's he? Why are you acting so mysterious? Huamin thought that Qin Chu just hired a slightly more experienced lawyer. He didn't think that there was anything else to it. Zhu Lingling encouraged Gao Ran to repeat the introduction that he gave to Dennis Wu. Huamin froze on the spot. So, this friendly-looking uncle is really the god-level Chinese lawyer, Dennis Wu? Huamin was dumbfounded. Yup. Gao Ran and Zhu Lingling both nodded. Oh my god. Huamin was so shocked that he didn't know how to describe his feelings. Then, it must be very expensive to ask him to help me with the lawsuit, right? Huamin asked with a pained expression. Gao Ran looked at her helplessly. Look at you. Your husband has money. What are you afraid of? Besides, a lawyer like Dennis Wu is not someone who can be hired with money. It only shows that your husband is too powerful. I was shocked too. I was wondering why he agreed to not let GK's legal team so easily. It turns out that he hired someone even more important, Huamin said as he bit his lip. That's why, with a husband like Qin Chu, you can really sit back and relax. You can even walk sideways. I'm not a crab. Why should I walk sideways? Huamin chuckled. During this time, Gao Ran secretly took a photo of Dennis Wu and sent it to Qin Chu on WeChat. Originally, Gao Ran didn't have Qin Chu's WeChat because Qin Chu was a guy who valued women over friends. Other than his wife, he never added anyone else. During the last gathering, Gao Ran secretly scanned the QR code when Qin Chu went to the bathroom. Later, Qin Chu found out and wanted to blacklist him, but Huamin put in a few good words for him. Therefore, Gao Ran thought that it was already very impressive that he could appear on Qin Chu's WeChat list. After all, aside from Huamin, Qin Chu only had Gao Ran on WeChat. Qin Chu didn't know what Gao Ran meant when he saw the photo, so he replied with a question mark. Such a cold reply was completely in line with Mr. Qin's arrogant personality. Chapter 350. Bro, you're amazing. You even managed to hire Dennis Wu. I give you 99 out of 100 for showing off. I'm afraid you'll get too cocky, Gao Ran joked. Qin Chu was speechless. How's it going over there? A few seconds later, Qin Chu asked. Everything's going well. Didn't you already know the result? Gao Ran thought that Qin Chu was asking nonsense. I asked about Mion. How's she doing? Qin Chu asked again. Oh, your wife? She was scared out of her wits and had a nervous breakdown. She even cried in court after being questioned by the opposing lawyer. She's so pitiful. I'll give you one more chance. Tell me the truth. Qin Chu knew that Gao Ran's words couldn't be any more fake. Fine. I'll tell you. Your wife is doing great. She doesn't even know who Dennis Wu is and even called him an uncle. Qin Chu saw Gao Ran's reply and could imagine how Huamin was feeling. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly. When are you coming over? I'll be there later. After replying, Qin Chu stopped replying. Seeing that it was almost time for the court session, Hua Xiqian walked over with a smile. Little sister Mian, good luck. Hua Min ignored him and walked past her, not far away, so you sat quietly. Wei Liao handed him a bottle of water. Let's go. The result is obvious. There's no suspense. What's the rush? Let's wait and see. Su Yu didn't seem to be in a hurry to leave even though he already knew the result. He suddenly wanted to stay with her until the end of the trial. He didn't want her to stand here alone. Even if she didn't care about his actions, he didn't care. Su Yu was a little surprised. When did he become such a big figure? It didn't seem like him at all. After a 15-minute break, the court finally resumed. Now, let's announce the results of this court. The judge put on his glasses and stood up slowly, holding the materials he was reading out. Everyone held their breaths and waited for the result. This was the Provincial High Court. Once the ruling was made, it would have a strong legal effect. If the parties involved were not satisfied, they would have to go to the Supreme People's Court in Jingdu. Otherwise, other courts would have no right to deal with the matter. After the evidence submitted by both parties and their arguments, the jury has made the following decision. Mr. Zhou Guangming's accusation against Ms. Hua Min for intentional assault is not established. Ms. Hua Min's counterattack was deemed as self-defense. What fucking self-defense? Shouldn't it be excessive self-defense? Zhou Guangming was furious. He even cursed at the judge. Lawyer Zhang immediately stopped him. Mr. Zhou, please calm down. How can I be so fucking calm? If this woman is acquitted, then all the suffering I've suffered all this time would have been for nothing. Zhou Guangming was obviously not convinced. The judge glanced at Zhou Guangming and said, if you don't agree with the court's decision, you can appeal to the Supreme People's Court in the capital. Fuck you, what kind of ruling is this? Are you all fucking idiots? Zhou Guangming cursed. I'm sorry, Your Honor. My client is too agitated. Please forgive him. Lawyer Zhang immediately tried to smooth things over. Zhou Guangming's family obviously didn't get the result they wanted, so they were cursing. Just when everyone thought the case was over, Dennis Wu raised his hand and said in a serious tone, Your Honor, this case is not over. Although Zhou Guangming's lawsuit against my client has ended, we still want a counter-appeal against Mr. Zhou Guangming. He falsely accused my client and slandered her reputation. At the same time, he imprisoned her and Miss Zhu Lingling, attempted rape, and other charges. Please accept these charges as well. After Dennis Wu finished speaking, the entire court went into an uproar. Chapter 351. The judge had never encountered a counter-appeal like this before, so he didn't know how to deal with it. Because this case is closely related to the previous one, I request that we accept this case together with both parties present, Dennis Wu requested. In the end, the judge and the jury deliberated for a few minutes before they agreed to continue the trial. Zhou Guangming was dumbfounded. Zhang Xiaochang was no longer as arrogant as he usually was. He looked like a complete idiot. In the face of Dennis Wu's questions and evidence, Zhou Guangming's words were incoherent and he could not convey his meaning. He was full of lies, full of loopholes, and had no persuasive power at all. Hua Min thought she was fine, but she didn't expect Dennis Wu to turn around and sue her. So, she was truly shocked. But she thought that Qin Chu might have told him to do this. After all, Qin Chu always hated evil. Zhou Guangming tried to frame him, but he failed, so how could Qin Chu let him off the hook so easily? At first, everyone was confused as to why Dennis Wu was hired to handle such an easy case. Since there was video evidence, it didn't matter which lawyer they hired, right? Now, they seemed to understand that Dennis Wu was going to send Zhou Guangming to prison. Dennis Wu knew how to destroy a person's psychological defenses. Zhou Guangming was in the wrong to begin with. Plus, he wasn't very smart, so after being tricked by Dennis Wu, he confessed everything. In the end, Zhang Xiaochang's face turned dark. He didn't expect things to turn out this way. His advisor was ruthless, and he knew the truth as soon as he made a move. In the end, when the judge sentenced Zhou Guangming to 7 years and 5 months in prison for a series of crimes, including framing, illegal confinement, and attempted rape, the Zhou family was completely dumbfounded. Son, my son. Mrs. Zhou's eyes widened and she fainted. Mom, wake up. Zhou Guangwei hugged Mrs. Zhou and shook her. In the end, Zhou Guangming was detained and taken away, while Mrs. Zhou was taken away by ambulance. The scene was a mess. Huamin slowly walked down from the defendant's stand and bowed at Dennis Wu. Thank you, Uncle Wu. No need. Qin Chu asked me to do this. I won't let him down. Dennis Wu smiled and packed his briefcase. Uncle, can I treat you to a meal? Huamin invited him to express his gratitude. No, I have to go to the airport now. I'll transfer to Jingdu and then fly straight to America. There's still a difficult case there. Dennis Wu declined Huamin's kindness and quietly left the court with his foreign assistant. Girl, it's finally all right. That's great. Also, Zhou Guangming was sentenced to 7 years just like that. I didn't even hear what happened. Dennis Wu is so awesome, Zhu Lingling said happily. Huamin smiled. Yeah, he's been in this industry for many years. It's easy for him to handle such a small case. Where are we going now? Zhu Lingling asked. Before Huamin could say anything, Gao Ran said, we're going to mess with Qin Chu and ask him to treat us to a big meal. As they spoke, the few of them walked out. Gao Ran and Zhu Lingling walked in front while bickering. Huamin slowly walked behind them. At this time, Su Yu suddenly caught up with them. Congratulations. Thank you. Huamin smiled at Su Yu. Seeing Huamin's gentle smile, Su Yu felt his heartbeat change. He was a little nervous. To celebrate your safety, I'll treat you to a meal. It's okay, I already made plans with my friends. I appreciate your kindness, and thank you for coming. Huamin thanked Su Yu from the bottom of his heart. When the group arrived at the entrance, a Maybach was already waiting for them. Qin Chu walked out of the car. He was dressed in a mysterious black suit, and his every movement exuded the aura of a king. He walked towards Huamin, gently took her hand and kissed it. Thank you for your hard work. When Su Yu saw this scene, his mind went blank. Huamin's boyfriend was Qin Chu? GK Corporation's rising star? He had always heard of this man, read about him in magazines, and watched him on TV, but had never interacted with him. What do you think? Are you surprised? Hua Xiqin walked out and asked Su Yu with a smile. Chapter 352. So her boyfriend is Qin Chu. You might be mistaken. I think they're more than just boyfriend and girlfriend. You'd better get your people to check it out. Okay, the trial is over. My little sister Mian is fine, so I'm relieved. Let's go to a party. Wanna go? No, Su Yu refused immediately. Too bad, then I'll go by myself. After speaking, Hua Xiqin stretched, got into his Maserati, and drove away. What's wrong? You don't look right. Wei Liao went to the washroom. When he came out, Huamin and the others had already left, so he didn't know what happened. Nothing, let's go. After seeing Qin Chu hold Huamin's hand and kiss it again and again, Su Yu felt uncomfortable. He didn't want to talk or move. Qin Chu, Huamin, and the others drove 4 cars and showed up at a famous restaurant in the city, first-class Royal Palace. Qin Chu ordered a table of food in a luxurious private room on the top floor. It was said to be the most expensive and luxurious meal in the history of first-class Royal Palace. The price of the meal was as high as 188,000 yuan, not including the drinks. Qin Chu brought the wine himself. He brought 2 bottles of his precious red wine, which was very expensive and rare. Gao Ran saw the red wine and laughed wildly. You really put in a lot of money this time. We're all riding on your wife's coattails. I wanted to ask Uncle Dennis Wu to come with us, but he said he had to go back to the States. Huamin was a bit disappointed. Dennis's time is precious. Don't worry about him, we'll just eat. You're so capable, kid. Tell us, how do you know Dennis Wu? Gao Ran was a criminal investigator, so he had heard of Dennis Wu's name a long time ago. Qin Chu poured a glass of wine and replied casually, we were friends when we were in the States. After Mian's incident, I called him and he came without hesitation. Do your parents know that you're so awesome? Gao Ran looked at Qin Chu with admiration. Qin Chu ignored him and looked at Huamin. Do you want dessert first? No, let's drink first. Huamin was in a good mood and insisted on not having dessert first. Our little drunkard loves wine, but we can't let her drink too much, or she'll lose her composure. Zhu Lingling smiled. I know that very well, Qin Chu replied mysteriously. Huamin was so angry that he secretly pinched Qin Chu's thigh under the table. Whoa, are you trying to do something? We're in public, control yourself. We're here. Gao Ran smiled wickedly. You guys are so dirty, I don't want to talk to you. Huamin purposely looked away. She didn't want to listen to Gao Ran's dirty jokes, because he always teased her and Qin Chu. Her relationship with Qin Chu was still very pure, okay? Zhou Guangming was sentenced to 7 years. How satisfying. Dennis Wu is so good, he made Zhou Guangming dumbfounded. Gao Ran raised his glass and exclaimed. Zhou Guangming's family is more powerful. Although he was sentenced to 7 years on the surface, he might be released soon if he used money to manipulate the situation. Will he take revenge on us then? Zhu Lingling heard from Deng Kai that the Zhou family was very vengeful, so she was still a little worried. Don't worry, they won't have the chance. Qin Chu always liked to eliminate the source of trouble. Yeah, that's not something we need to worry about, okay? Come on, let's toast to our goddess Hua's successful escape from danger. Let's hope that goddess Hua has a godlike husband. She has a husband, how can you be honored? Zhu Lingling glared at Gao Ran. I'm happy for Huamin, okay? Then I'm happy for Qin Chu, because he married the best wife in the world. Zhu Lingling didn't back down. You guys are really good friends, even the way you talk is the same. Huamin chuckled. The 4 of them raised their glasses. The moment they drank, the door to the private room opened. Sorry, I'm late. The petite figure at the door smiled, as if she wasn't embarrassed at all. When everyone looked over, they were a little surprised. If they remembered correctly, this girl was the one Gao Ran brought over last time. He said he wanted to date her, right? But who could tell them, why was she here? Huamin was confused. Who is she? Out of the 4 of them, Zhu Lingling was the only one who didn't know this girl, so she asked curiously. Chapter 353. She's Gao Ran's girlfriend, I think so. Huamin stuttered as he felt weird. Why are you here? Gao Ran was surprised to see Lin Xuejiao. He remembered that he asked for leave today. He didn't tell her where he was, right? After Lin Xuejiao and Gao Ran spent some time together, Gao Ran decided to give up. If it wasn't for Huamin's accident, he would have explained everything to her. After all, he couldn't tolerate a girl with princess syndrome. In comparison, a tomboy is better, right? At least people should live a more realistic life, right? How can she live her life if she's coy and pretentious all the time? Isn't that just putting on an act? Ah, I was shopping over there and saw your car parked at the entrance. I thought you were having a date with another beauty behind my back. So you were here with your friends. Sorry, I misunderstood you. After speaking, Lin Xuejiao didn't wait for Gao Ran to speak. She walked to Gao Ran's side and sat down on a stool. Don't you have to work today? LV is having a sale in the afternoon, so I asked for leave from my boss. I came here with my friends to buy some bags. It's a good deal. It's only 9,000 yuan. It's cheap, right? After speaking, Lin Xuejiao took off the bag on her shoulder and showed it. When she saw her sitting next to Gao Ran, Zhu Lingling didn't know why, but she felt uncomfortable. She couldn't describe the feeling, but she felt uncomfortable. I haven't seen this beauty before. You are? Lin Xuejiao looked at Zhu Lingling and asked. Zhu Lingling introduced herself. Hello, I'm Lin Xuejiao. I'm Gao Ran's girlfriend. I know. You said it before. You don't have to repeat the same thing. We're all young and our memories aren't that bad, Zhu Lingling said seriously. Haha, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it just now. Lin Xuejiao didn't say much and just smiled. Then, she held onto Gao Ran's arm intimately. Zhu Lingling didn't say anything. She only talked to Huamin occasionally and completely ignored them. Ever since Lin Xuejiao came, they weren't as free as before and couldn't talk about anything. Therefore, they ate in silence. President Qin, I heard that GK developed a high-end property in the new northern district near the Golden Coast. Is that true? Qin Chu was a man of few words. I heard that the market hasn't opened yet, but the price has already risen to 20 to 30,000 yuan per square meter. What kind of price will it be? I'm very curious. Lin Xuejiao looked at Qin Chu with a coquettish voice. This is decided by the board of directors. The final decision hasn't been made yet. If Gao Ran and I want to buy a new house after we get married, can you give us a discount? After speaking, Lin Xuejiao leaned her head on Gao Ran's shoulder and pretended to be intimate with him. Qin Chu glanced at Gao Ran and faintly said, "If he gets married, I'll give him a house." Really? That's great. Thank you, President Qin. Here's a toast to you. After speaking, Lin Xuejiao picked up her wineglass. Huamin grabbed Qin Chu's wineglass and said with a smile, "My husband has to drive later, I'll drink for him." Then he drank a glass with Lin Xuejiao. Zhu Lingling couldn't stand it anymore. She patted Huamin's shoulder and said, "Girl, I have to go now. Let's meet another day. I'll treat you guys then." "Okay, I'll send you a WeChat message later." Huamin knew that Zhu Lingling never liked pretentious bitches, so he didn't stop her. When Zhu Lingling left, she didn't even say goodbye to Gao Ran. She directly ignored his existence. Gao Ran wanted to send Zhu Lingling off, but he was entangled by Lin Xuejiao. In fact, after that night, Gao Ran always felt that there was something between him and Zhu Lingling. It was a pity that a good meal was ruined by Lin Xuejiao. Not long after Lin Xuejiao left, Qin Chu and Huamin also left, and the meal was over. Huamin was the first to go out and reverse the car, while Qin Chu paid the bill. When he paid the bill, he saw Su Yu and Wei Liao walk in. Actually, it was purely a coincidence that they came here to eat. It was Wei Liao's idea, and Su Yu just tagged along. He didn't expect to see Qin Chu here. The moment their eyes met, sparks flew everywhere. Su Yu felt that the way Qin Chu looked at him was thought-provoking. Perhaps he already knew something. "Huamin, I'm determined to win." In the end, Su Yu's first sentence was actually a challenge to Qin Chu. Chapter 354. "Ha, you sure talk big." Qin Chu sneered. "I've always been a man of my word. I've lived for over 20 years, and there's never been anything that I couldn't get." "Really? Then I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed this time. No one can take Huamin away from me. No one, including you." Qin Chu's tone was extremely domineering, as if he was announcing to the whole world. "Let's wait and see." Su Yu's lips curled up slightly as he turned to leave. Qin Chu snorted and walked out of the restaurant. Then he got into the passenger seat of Huamin's Volkswagen CC. How did you get in? Where's your car?" "I called the company and asked them to drive it away." "But why?" "Because I want to sit in your car." "My driving skills are terrible," Huamin emphasized. "Then I like it too." "Okay, Mr. Qin, hold on tight." In the end, Huamin drove Qin Chu towards Imperial Park. On the way, Huamin asked depressingly, "Gao Ran's girlfriend seems to be very strict. She won't even let go of a gathering with us. The more she acts like this, the harder it is for them to be together. Gao Ran's personality isn't suitable for this type of woman," Qin Chu analyzed. "I think so too. A tough girl like Lingling is more suitable for him. Unfortunately, they don't see eye to eye." "How do you know they don't see eye to eye? Am I wrong?" "Hey, look at your eyes. Why do I feel like you know something?" Huamin felt like something was wrong, so he asked Qin Chu. "I don't know anything, you're thinking too much." Qin Chu didn't want to say more, so he only smiled. Then he leaned back in the passenger seat. He wasn't surprised by Su Yu's declaration of war just now. Su Yu had been investigating Huamin, and his men had been trying to stop him. At that time, he already knew what Su Yu was trying to do. It was nothing more than the fact that he was interested in his Huamin. However, Huamin could only belong to him and no one else in this world could take her away from him. 3 days later, the local news was that Tianfu Mining Company was facing bankruptcy, and its shares were forcibly purchased by a mysterious company. The Zhou family's debt instantly exceeded 100 million. They were unable to repay it and mortgage the company. The young master of the Zhou family had been imprisoned for 7 years for many crimes. The Zhou family, which had once been nouveau riche, no longer had their arrogance. Within 3 days he had become a rat that everyone wanted to beat up. Mrs. Zhou was sick in bed. The daughter of the Zhou family, Zhou Guangwei, went around begging people to borrow money, but she was unable to borrow a single cent. Her good friends from the past couldn't wait to avoid her. Even the rich young masters who had an ambiguous relationship with her had blacklisted her. For a moment, the Zhou family felt the hypocrisy of the world. Where are you going? Zhou Guanghui's mother asked weakly when she saw that she was dressed to the nines and was about to leave. A friend of mine told me that the mysterious company that bought our mining company is a subsidiary of the GK Corporation. So, I want to talk to the boss of the GK Corporation. As long as he's willing to let us go, I'm willing to sleep with him. I'm so sorry. The mother and daughter sat there and daydreamed. In reality, did she want to sleep with Qin Chu? She was dreaming. In this world, other than Huamin, no one could get within half a meter of Qin Chu. This was something that everyone at GK knew. The new president was cold and arrogant and didn't want to get close to women. When Zhou Guangwei went to the GK Corporation, she was stopped at the front desk because she didn't have an appointment. Therefore, she had been waiting for GK's president to get off work so that she could find an opportunity to stop him. Zhou Guangwei had already done some research on the internet. She knew that Qin Chu was a very handsome man, so she was very happy. She thought that she had a great body. If she took the initiative, no man would reject her, right? During rush hour, Zhou Guangwei couldn't stay calm as she watched employees walk out of the company one after another. Finally, Qin Chu was escorted out of the president's private elevator by his assistant, Yang. Chapter 355. Goodbye, President Qin. Goodbye, President Qin. See you tomorrow, President Qin. Many executives greeted Qin Chu. Qin Chu nodded slightly but didn't say anything. Just then, Zhou Guangwei rushed up to Qin Chu. President Qin, wait a second. Qin Chu looked at the unfamiliar woman in front of him and frowned slightly. Miss, who are you? Assistant Yang was a little worried. He was afraid that an unknown person would disturb the suit. President Qin, can you give me a chance to speak? I'm begging you, Zhou Guanghui begged with tears in her eyes. Under normal circumstances, men would take pity on her. However, Qin Chu was no ordinary man. Where are the security guards? Since when did GK allow people to come and go as they please? Qin Chu asked coldly. Captain of the security guards, where the hell are they? Come here and drag this woman away, Assistant Yang immediately ordered. President Qin, I'm Zhou Guangwei. Please let Tianfu Mining live. I'll do anything. I can satisfy all of your requests, Zhou Guanghui said anxiously. All of my requests? Qin Chu glanced at her coldly. Yes, I'll satisfy all of your requests. Please let us live. You sure think highly of yourself, Qin Chu said coldly. President Qin? The mistake that your Zhou family has made is unforgivable. Even if the heavens come to plead for you, it's useless. I think you should stop struggling. If you know what's good for you, sell the last of your old house, leave the city, and never come back. Otherwise, your days will only get worse. After giving her a piece of advice, Qin Chu stood up and left. President Qin, don't go. Zhou Guangwei came today wearing a low-necked miniskirt that hugged her hips. Unexpectedly, Qin Chu didn't even look at her. It seemed like everything was in vain. After being kicked out by GK's security guards, Zhou Guangwei completely gave up on trying to seduce Qin Chu. Of course, she didn't know how she offended GK. She thought that her company and GK were in a vicious competition. What she didn't know was that her brother, Zhou Guangming, that wastrel, had completely offended Qin Chu when he angered Huamin. Therefore, the Zhou family could be destroyed in a short period of time. A high-end clubhouse in the city? Why are you still unhappy? Didn't the little girl win the lawsuit? You also have Dennis Wu's support. How awe-inspiring. Wei Liao comforted Su Yu when he saw that Su Yu was still sulking. Su Yu refused to speak and just kept drinking. Just then, Tang Chuan walked over. Lord Su, did you do this to Tianfu Mining? Ha, you're ruthless. Not even a speck of dust is left. What a tragedy. Zhou Guangwei is looking for people to sleep with her and ask for financial support. What does that have to do with me? Weren't you the one who did it? Tang Chuan and Wei Liao both knew that Zhou Guangming offended a girl who Su Yu was most interested in recently. It wasn't me. That's weird. Could it be someone else? Could it be Hua Xiqian? Wei Liao thought that Hua Xiqian and Hua Min were siblings. Hua Xiqian was also present at the trial, so it could be him. Su Yu still didn't say anything. He was only thinking about how to win against Qin Chu. Evening when Qin Chu came home, Hua Min immediately grabbed his hand and said, "Let's go, honey. Let's go out and play." Go out and play? Where are we going? Qin Chu was confused. I found a good place. Let's have dinner there. It's very lively. You'll definitely like it. After speaking, Hua Min didn't wait for Qin Chu to speak and pulled him out. After taking a few steps, Hua Min suddenly thought of something. "All right, we can't leave yet. Change into this first." "What is this?" Qin Chu asked in a muffled voice when he saw that Hua Min was holding something red in his hand. Chapter 356. Try it on first, Hua Mian said mysteriously, unwilling to say more. Qin Chu had no choice but to take it and walk into the bedroom. He took off his business shirt and put on the one Hua Min gave him. When Qin Chu changed, he didn't try to hide it from Hua Min. He took off all his clothes and was completely naked. Hua Min didn't turn his head away in embarrassment and looked at him openly. Then she secretly sighed. Her Mr. Qin's body was really amazing. His skin wasn't very fair, but it was still very attractive. It was a very good-looking body. Men should be like this, right? A minute later, Qin Chu put on the clothes Hua Min gave him. He looked at Hua Min and asked, "What's this?" "It's the same as mine. It's a couple outfit," Hua Min said as he pointed at the red t-shirt he was wearing. Qin Chu, "So, do I have to wear this Mickey Mouse thing and go out to meet people?" Qin Chu had never worn a cartoon before. It was his first time wearing one, and it was in such an eye-catching color. He really wasn't used to it. "I think it's great. What are you afraid of?" "Ahem, can I choose not to wear it?" Qin Chu pressed his nose and asked in a suppressed voice. "Sure, but you have to go back to your room tonight." "Forget it, I'll wear it. It looks pretty good." In order to not be kicked out of his room, Qin Chu had no choice but to wear the cartoon t-shirt against his will. "When did you buy this?" "A few days ago." "Where did you buy it?" "Taobao bought it online." Qin Chu. "Can you win?" So, under Hua Min's tyranny, Qin Chu had no choice but to put on the cartoon couple outfit and go out with Hua Min. "Aren't we driving?" "No, we're taking the bus today, hee. Hua Min seemed to be in a good mood. Carrying a black bag with a cartoon on it, she held Qin Chu's hand and smiled. Qin Chu could tell that she was in a good mood, so he didn't continue to pour cold water on her. The two of them took the bus that circled the city. After 30 minutes, they finally got off at an old district in eastern Zhejiang. At 7 o'clock in the evening, the place was brightly lit and bustling. "What do you think? We have a lot of people, right?" Hua Min asked proudly. "Night market?" "Yeah, it's been open for more than 3 years. I come here every year, but it only lasts for a short period of time. Once it snows, it stops. It only lasts for 2 months at most. It's very lively. The most important thing is that there's a lot of delicious food." Hua Min grew up as a commoner, so he liked these down-to-earth things. Although Qin Chu didn't particularly like it, Hua Min liked it, so he definitely wouldn't spoil the fun. The two of them walked hand in hand on the street of the night market. Looking at the people coming and going, the atmosphere was exceptionally good. Hey, they're hitting dolls again. I want to try." After saying that, Hua Min pulled Qin Chu into the market. About 3 meters away, there were many stuffed animals. On the other side, there was a plastic basket. Inside were cloth bags. On the sign, it said 1 yuan per try. Many people were playing, but not many of them won. Maybe it was because of the distance and the fact that the bags were lighter. "Boss, give me 10. After taking the 10 yuan from Hua Min, the boss handed over 10 bags. Hua Min took out 5 bags and gave them to Qin Chu. "We'll each take half. Let's see who wins more." What do I get if I win? Qin Chu asked in a low voice. I'll treat you to a meal. Not enough. Qin Chu was obviously not very satisfied. I'll treat you to a smoothie. Not interested. Then what do you want? Huamin asked back. If I win, you have to take off all your clothes tonight and let me hug you. Pervert. Huamin's face immediately turned red. What do you think? Do you dare? Qin Chu tried to provoke him. Why wouldn't I dare? But what if you lose? Huamin was full of confidence. Then I'll take off all my clothes and let you hug me. Qin Chu, screw. Why did Huamin feel like he would be at a disadvantage regardless of whether he won or lost? Let's start. You have to keep your word. After speaking without waiting for Huamin to speak, Qin Chu threw out a doll without any warning. Miraculously, he smashed a doll. It was a Changjiang 7 doll? I feel like I'm going to lose. Huamin looked worried. Chapter 357. It's your turn, honey. Qin Chu smiled gently. Huamin felt like every time he smiled, it was a gentle trap. Huamin didn't know if he was distracted or if he didn't use enough strength, but when she threw a cloth bag at him, he missed. When it was Qin Chu's turn, Qin Chu once again hit a SpongeBob SquarePants. They were all Huamin's favorite toys, but she wasn't happy because she felt like she was going to lose. Soon, all 10 cloth bags were thrown, and Qin Chu hit 5 out of 5. Huamin hit 2 out of 5, so the result was obvious. You lost, so when we get home? Qin Chu didn't finish his sentence, but Huamin knew what he was going to say. How about 2 out of 3? Huamin quickly asked. Then, Mr. Qin proudly turned around and walked away. Huamian ran to catch up with him, holding 7 stuffed animals in her hands. She looked very cute. Honey, I'm so hungry, what do you want to eat? Let's find a place to get some snacks. The snacks here are really authentic. What do you like? Qin Chu came back to his senses and took the stuffed animals from Huamin's hands. He gently brushed the bangs on her forehead. How about hot and sour noodles? It's super delicious when paired with 1,000-layer pancakes, Huamin said excitedly. No matter what she asked for, Qin Chu would satisfy her, and never once did he go against her wishes. Huamin thought that the reason she rarely fought with Qin Chu was because Qin Chu would listen to her on most things. He wouldn't purposely go against her, because these were all small things in their daily lives. The two of them sat in front of a food stall with 2 bowls of hot and sour noodles and 2 portions of 1,000-layer pancakes. Let's dig in. Huamin rubbed her chopsticks with her small hands and started eating. Qin Chu also slowly picked up his chopsticks, lowered his head, and ate slowly. To be honest, he almost never ate food like this because he always thought it was unhygienic. But if Huamin liked to eat, he would eat with her, even if he knew he would have diarrhea. Gao Ran said that his love for Huamin wasn't just the love between husband and wife, it was the love of indulgence, love, and spoiling love. Even if Huamin wanted to kill someone, Qin Chu would say that he would always support his wife no matter what she did. This was blind loves blind love loves us, and loves blindly. So I have to cherish her. That was right. There were so many people in the world, and not many people would meet someone's, made them fall madly in love with her. So, Qin Chu felt that Huamin was God's gift to him, and he would never squander the love between him and Huamin. Is it good? Huamin looked up and asked as she ate. Yes. Qin Chu nodded. Eat more if it's good. I put a little too much chili. I'll have a bite of yours. Qin Chu looked at Huamin's bowl and said eagerly. Huamin didn't think much of it. She picked up a few strands of hot and sour noodles and fed them to Qin Chu. Her actions were very intimate. Qin Chu carefully went over and took the strands of hot and sour noodles from Huamin. He was instantly filled with happiness. When he was in America, he never thought that a day like this would come. On a simple night like this, he and Huamin were wearing matching couple outfits, walking through a bustling night market, eating hot and sour noodles that Huamin personally fed him. It was like a dream, so happy, yet so unreal. For a moment, Qin Chu was a little distracted, and his expression was dazed. What's wrong? Huamin asked curiously. Chapter 358. Nothing. Qin Chu immediately came back to his senses. Why were you in a daze? I was just thinking about something that happened in the States. Huh? Did you have girls in the States who went shopping and eating with you like this? Huamin was full of jealousy. No, there were no girls in the States, Qin Chu answered firmly. I believe you. Seeing how serious Qin Chu was, Huamin decided not to tease him anymore. After they finished eating, they walked past the ice cream shop. Unable to resist Huamin's coaxing, Qin Chu gave her a vanilla ice cream. Huamin bought a chocolate ice cream. She took a few bites but still wasn't satisfied. Honey, let me take a bite of yours. No, you'll drool on it, Qin Chu refused without hesitation. You don't like it? Then why didn't someone dislike it when they kissed? Pretentious, bitches are pretentious. Huamin pouted. Because when we kissed, I drooled in your mouth. Of course I don't dislike it. Mr. Qin, is it really okay for you to bully your wife so blatantly? Huamin thought that she was already black-bellied, but Qin Chu was even more black-bellied than she was. What was that saying again? There's always a mountain taller than the other? There's always someone better than you. If you don't want to eat it, then forget it. I'll go buy another one. You'll be hungry, Huamin said and turned around to buy another one. She was immediately pulled back by Qin Chu. Here you go. See, I knew you'd give in. Otherwise, I would have bought an ice cream machine and you'd be screwed. It's my wish for the rest of my life to spend all your money, Huamin joked. Letting you squander all my wealth is my wish for the rest of my life. Qin Chu smiled gently. Then she picked up a tissue and wiped the ice cream off Huamin's mouth. Her movements were extremely gentle. If this scene were to be uploaded to the internet, it would be the best tool to torture single people. Not far away, a gold-plated Ferrari was parked on the side of the road. You would never come to such a retarded night market. It was such a mess. When he passed by, there were a lot of people in this area, so he drove a little slowly. Then he inadvertently looked around and saw Huamin in the crowd. For some reason, you felt that his eyesight was average. At best, it was 1-0, but he could always recognize Huamin from afar. This was really amazing. Initially, when he saw Huamin, he was delighted and even wanted to drive down to tease her. However, when he saw Qin Chu next to Huamin, he felt terrible. Huamin didn't know what to say. Her lips were curved into a smile. It was obvious that she was going to fall apart soon. Qin Chu helped Huamin wipe the ice cream off the corner of her mouth as he continued to feed her ice cream. If he didn't see it with his own eyes, he wouldn't have believed that Huamin, that sharp-tongued, super-rational and extremely calm weirdo, could have such a girly side to her. Her expression was like that of a young girl experiencing her first awakening of love and being together with her first love. Jealousy welled up in Su Yu's heart. He was so jealous of her. He even fantasized that if Huamin could get along with him like this, she would be so happy that she could die, right? As he watched Huamin and Qin Chu both leave, Su Yu slammed the steering wheel in frustration. All of a sudden, his mood was gone. Inside a private room in a high-end club, Su Yu drank a lot and was already slightly drunk. Lord Su, if there's anything you're unhappy about, hurry up and tell us. Make us happy. In front of Su Yu, only Wei Liao dared to be so impudent. Su Yu didn't say anything, but his half-closed eyes slowly opened. Chapter 359. It was rare for Su Yu to be in such a bad mood. Ever since he was young, there was nothing he couldn't get if he wanted something. The Su family doted on this sole heir of 5 generations and couldn't bear to be bullied at all. However, Su Yu wasn't as domineering as Zhou Guangming, who bullied others with his power. Most of the time, he was flirting with girls to earn money and drinking with his buddies. He thought he could live like this for the rest of his life. Until Huamin appeared and completely broke the peace. Huamin wasn't stunning, her body wasn't hot, and her personality wasn't gentle, but she still managed to move Su Yu's heart. He thought that no matter how hard it was to get Huamin, he would definitely get her quickly. He didn't expect that this road would be so far away. Now that he was out of the nursing home, it was even more difficult to see Huamin. He wasn't the type to pester people. He wouldn't go to the nursing home to look for her for no reason, and he definitely wouldn't call her for no reason. Huamin's attitude was clear. She didn't add him on WeChat and wasn't willing to answer his calls. Even when they met, she wasn't very friendly. She had always been distant towards him. At first, he thought this girl was playing hard to get. Later on, he felt that Huamin's personality was naturally cold. Later on, he found out that Huamin had someone in her heart, and that was her mysterious boyfriend. When he found out that her boyfriend was Qin Chu, he was also shocked. However, he didn't back down. He even met Qin Chu at a restaurant and challenged him. However, today, when he saw how happy Huamin was with Qin Chu with his own eyes, he felt a strong sense of defeat. That warm smile was something Huamin had never shown him. It seemed like she really didn't like him and didn't want to talk to him. Most importantly, he had investigated Huamin so many times before, but to no avail. Now, he found out everything. Su Yu's subordinates responded hesitantly and told him what they had found out. After listening to them, Su Yu's mood completely turned to the South Pole. The people I sent out today found out that Huamin and Qin Chu are husband and wife. After saying this, Su Yu picked up his wine glass and took a big gulp. It was obvious how heavy his mood was. When Wei Liao heard this, his expression changed slightly. He didn't expect things to turn out like this. She had just found out that Qin Chu was the man behind Huamin, and now she heard that they were husband and wife. It was too shocking. When did you get married? Why don't the people outside know anything about this? Wei Liao remembered that GK's Qin Chu had just returned to China not long ago. When he took over GK, the media kept a low profile for a few days, but he didn't hear anything about him getting married. Qin Chu is the only son. If he really gets married, won't the Qin family hold a big banquet? What on earth is going on? They didn't hold a banquet, but they already got their marriage certificate about 3 months ago. Su Yu's eyes were bloodshot. If that's the case, I think you should give up. After all, they're already husband and wife. If you get involved, you'll be the third party. That's a moral issue. Wei Liao used to think that if Huamin only had a boyfriend, Su Yu could continue to pursue her. After all, there were hundreds of suitors. As long as they weren't married, everything was unknown. However, now that they already got their marriage certificate, there was no point for Su Yu to pursue her anymore. After all, Lord Su's status was high, and he couldn't do anything that would cause him to lose fans. Seeing that Su Yu didn't say anything, Wei Liao continued to persuade him, "Lord Su, take it easy. There are so many women in the world, you don't have to fight with Qin Chu, right?" Bang. Su Yu slammed his wine glass onto the coffee table and said, word for word, "I've never fallen for anyone in my life. This is the only time I'm not giving up." Chapter 360. At first, Wei Liao thought that Su Yu was just interested in something new. However, he didn't expect him to be so serious. He had been his buddy for so long and had so many women by his side, but he had never seen him be so serious about any of them. The only time he was serious was with a married woman. Wei Liao felt a headache coming on. That's not a good idea, right? Wei Liao thought that Su Yu was being immoral. What's not a good idea? It's not like you can't get a divorce after you're married. It's not like you can't get a divorce. Haven't you seen all the superstars in the entertainment industry? They've been married for more than 10 years, and their kids are already 15 years old. Last year, they still got a divorce and married a young, delicate woman born in the 90s. Society is changing, and so are the times. Slowly, the impossible will become possible. Lord Su, I support you. Who the hell is Qin Chu? If we don't accept it, then we'll fight him. If we can't, then we'll all help you. It's just GK, right? Let's see how long he can last. Tang Chuan was impatient and hot-headed, so he blindly supported Su Yu regardless of the consequences. Wei Liao felt that he had to worry about these two hot-tempered buddies. Imperial Park, Huamin and Qin Chu spent the entire night out. When they got home, it was too late and the bus was already gone. In the end, they had no choice but to take a cab home. Inside the bedroom, Huamin came out of the bathroom with a towel wrapped around his waist. Qin Chu put down the book in his hand and asked arrogantly, "Didn't you say you'd take off all your clothes?" "I just looked at the weather forecast. It's a bit cold tonight." I don't want to catch a cold, so I'll wear a towel. It's okay, I'll keep you warm. I don't think so. So, is this how you behave? Going back on your words? Qin Chu stared at Huamin and asked unhappily. Huamin was speechless. Why did her husband have such a good memory and was so unforgiving? All right, don't look at me like that. Those who don't know might think that I've done something wrong to you. Let's take it all off then. Who's afraid of who? When the time comes, there won't be anyone who can't hold on. Let's see who will suffer. Huamin was in high spirits. He took off his towel and crawled into bed before Qin Chu could see him clearly. That speed was extremely fast. Your reaction is really fast. I didn't even see it clearly, Qin Chu said, amused. What are you looking at? Turn off the lights and go to sleep. The night is long. Wife, will you be able to sleep? Qin Chu propped his head up and looked at Huamin. Qin Chu, what are you trying to do? What do you think? Qin Chu asked. You didn't even think about it. I just want to torture you. You can touch and see, but you can't sleep. Qin Chu was speechless. Fine, if he wasn't allowed to sleep, he would endure it. However, he could still touch and enjoy himself. Qin Chu suddenly crawled into bed and started groping Huamin. Qin Chu, what are you doing? Stop. Huamin immediately lost his cool and screamed. That night, nothing substantial happened. However, Huamin was groped by Qin Chu to his heart's content. Mr. Qin's heart finally calmed down. He felt like Huamin was slowly starting to accept him and open up to him. Therefore, it was only a matter of time before he took them both down. The next morning, when Huamin arrived at the recuperation center, Wang Tingting suddenly walked up to him. She was wearing her own clothes instead of her work uniform. It's almost time. Why don't you change into your work uniform? Huamin reminded her. Huamin, this is my resignation letter. You're resigning? Huamin asked as he took the white letter. Chapter 361. Yeah, I quit. Hurry up and approve it. You won't have to worry about me anymore if you don't want to see me anymore. I would never use my position for personal revenge. Are you sure you don't want to work here anymore? I'm sure, Wang Tingting said firmly. Her tone was firm. Huamin remembered that someone once told him that Tingting was a very materialistic girl. She always wanted to be promoted in the hospital. In order to get promoted, she even slept with Deputy Director Gua. However, in the end, she only became an official employee. After Wang Lin was promoted and Huamin became the head nurse, she was very unhappy and always went against Huamin. After Huamin taught her a few lessons, she became much more obedient. Huamin was quite surprised that she suddenly resigned, but he didn't say anything. Since you've made up your mind, I'll approve it, Huamin said as he took out a ballpoint pen from the pocket of his white lab coat and signed his name. Wang Tingting took the resignation letter without hesitation. Okay, I'm going to the HR department to get my salary. After Wang Tingting left, a nurse walked over and whispered, Head nurse, do you know why Wang Tingting resigned? I don't know. She's a tycoon. Huamin didn't know what to say. You might not know, but recently, when she was taking care of patient number 5, she hooked up with the patient. She often went to room 5 during the night shift and came out with her clothes disheveled. Everyone knows what's going on. Isn't the patient in room 5 a 50-year-old uncle? Huamin remembered that the uncle in room 5 was a Thai Chinese. He looked like a typical Southeast Asian. He was tanned and skinny, and he spoke broken Mandarin. Apparently, he had manners in Thailand and Malaysia and did import and export business. Yeah, but it's good to have money. It doesn't matter how old you are. A nurse who's close to Wang Tingting said that the Thai guy bought her a house in a local neighborhood and changed her car to an Audi TT sports car. It looks like he's going to keep her in his house. What if the man doesn't want her in the future? Didn't she think of a way out? Huamin sighed. These girls really don't care about anything else for a moment of enjoyment. He didn't even think of a way out for himself. Logically speaking, Wang Tingting's salary wasn't low. Including bonuses and full attendance, she should be earning about 6,000 to 7,000 yuan a month. Moreover, there was still the housing fund and pension insurance. If he gave up on all these, it would be a pity if he couldn't make it in the future. Why would she think so much? She's enjoying herself day by day. Even if we break up in the future, she still has a car and a house, right? Alright, maybe different people think differently. Huamin didn't say anything in the end. As for Wang Tingting, she wouldn't persuade her. Everyone had the right to make their own choices. In the afternoon, while Huamin was writing some documents in his office, Zhu Lingling sent him a WeChat message. What happened that day? What time did you guys eat until? If you leave, we'll be gone. Who would still be in the mood to eat? Huamin replied. Is that girl really Gao Ran's girlfriend? She doesn't look that good. I think she looks pretty good. She's petite, Huamin said deliberately. TSK really? I don't think so. You always have a bad eye for people. It's not worth learning from. Why do I smell something sour? Is someone jealous? Jealous? How is that possible? Someone like Gao Ran, I wouldn't want him even if he gave me a chance. Zhu Lingling was stubborn. So you're not sending me a WeChat message to get information out of me? Huamin, can't we just have fun? Zhu Lingling said helplessly after being exposed. To be honest, I also think that girl isn't suitable for Gao Ran. But what we say doesn't count. It's up to Gao Ran himself. Huamin analyzed calmly. That guy Deng Kai came back to ask for peace? He's so shameless. You agreed? Huamin was a little worried. Chapter 362. How is that possible? If I fool around with him again, you'll cut ties with me. It's good that you know. I understand that he came to me to make peace because the Zhou family was defeated. He also knows that we have powerful connections. The news of Dennis Wu's appearance has spread throughout the upper-class circle. Even my scumbag ex came to ask me if I knew Dennis Wu. Look at this, what kind of world is this? That's normal. Most people only measure success by two standards. Which two? Zhu Lingling was confused. The grades you get when you're young and the amount of money you earn when you grow up. That's true. Although it's realistic, it's true. Zhu Lingling agreed. So, you don't have to be so serious. But, I have a piece of advice for you. What is it? In the future, when you find a boyfriend, don't measure his financial status. Look at his character first, okay? Okay. Zhu Lingling obviously felt that Huamin's words made sense. In this day and age, character is the most important thing, and money is the second. If you're a good person, you can slowly earn more in the future. If you're a bad person, you're born with it. A leopard can't change its spots. I've never believed that people with bad natures can change for the better. This is an eternal truth. Miss Hua, you're always right, okay? Hey, stop. I'm not Miss Hua. Miss Hua is Hua Yanyan, not me. Speaking of Hua Yanyan, I remember. Last time I went out with Deng Kai, wasn't she there too? She seems to have taken a liking to Suyu. She kept trying to suck up to him, but Suyu didn't seem to care about her. She's taken a liking to Suyu? Then she must be blind. Huamin chuckled. How could those women tolerate Suyu's temper? Just because Suyu had a devilish face, they could overlook his fiery temper, annoying mouth, and arrogant personality. Suyu is pretty good. I think he's pretty good. Although he's a bit of a playboy, he has the capital. If we were born into that family, we might have a harem of 3,000 women. Plus, I heard that Suyu is super generous to women. Everyone has their own way of judging things. Huamin smiled and stopped arguing with Zhu Lingling about Suyu. Let's have a meal together when I'm off this week. We can go shopping together. I haven't gone shopping in a long time. I'm in a bad mood. Sure. Remember not to call your Chin Chu. When he comes, call Gao Ran. Okay, I know, sis. Hoi anyways. Imperial Star Headquarters President Su, we just received news from the set that Miss Xiao Qingya got injured in an accident while she was hanging on a wire. Oh, is it serious? Su, you seemed calm. It's nothing serious, but she's in shock. She's at the first hospital right now. Tell Lisa to go take a look at her. Also, tell the finance department to transfer some money to her personal account. President Su, you're not going to go take a look? The male assistant was surprised. Hadn't Zhao Qingya always been President Su's favorite? Why was President Su acting so indifferent? If I go take a look at her, are you going to hold a board meeting for me? Su Yu looked up and glared at his assistant. The assistant didn't dare to say anything else and immediately did as Su Yu instructed. First hospital, Lisa walked into the room with lilies in her hands. I heard you were injured, so President Su asked me to come take a look at you. Where is President Su? Zhao Qingya stood up and asked nervously. Chapter 363. President Su didn't come. He's very busy and has a lot of high-level meetings. He asked me to come and see you on his behalf. Then, Lisa placed the flowers in a vase. Truth be told, when Zhao Qingya first entered the industry, Lisa liked her. She thought that she was pretty and hardworking, so she didn't want to train her. However, later on, Zhao Qingya became arrogant because she was spoiled. She bullied newbies and teamed up with her manager to create hype with Su Yu. Lisa couldn't stand it. However, because she was favored at that time, Su Yu tacitly agreed to her hype. Now that President Su lost interest and Mian took over, Zhao Qingya began to use all sorts of methods to frame Mian. Lisa was speechless at the combination of a green tea bitch, a white lotus, and a scheming bitch. She really couldn't like her anymore. Zhao Qingya no longer had the innocence of a young girl when she first entered the industry. All that was left was her outer appearance. Zhao Qingya was slightly disappointed when she heard that Su Yu didn't come. Actually, the pressure wasn't a problem. She just fell on purpose when she landed. Her goal was to let Su Yu hear that she was injured and come to see her. Unfortunately, her hopes were dashed. President Su said that you should rest well. Oh right, the finance department just transferred money to your personal account. Did you receive it? It was President Su's idea to let you rest for a few days. Treat it as a vacation and don't feel burdened. Upon hearing Lisa's words, Zhao Qingya immediately took out her phone and checked her bank account. Sure enough, a 7-figure sum of money was transferred to her account a few minutes ago. Su Yu had always been generous, so she wasn't surprised people were greedy. When Zhao Qingya first got together with Su Yu, she only wanted fame and money. Back then, Su Yu supported her greatly. She acted in several big movies in a year and became an award-winning celebrity. She was rich and famous. Other than the money she earned from the movie, Su Yu also bought her several houses and cars. She had countless jewelry, watches, and bags. However, that wasn't what she wanted any. Well, she wanted to marry Su Yu and marry into the Su family. Then she would be able to successfully retire and help her husband and raise her children. Unfortunately, how could it be so easy to enter the Su family? Sister, we've known each other for so long, you don't have to hide things from me. Is President Su with Mian? Qingya, there's something, just tell me yes or no, Zhao Qingya demanded. No, it's really not that. President Su does take extra care of Mian, but as far as I know, there's really nothing going on between the two of them. President Su seems to be very busy recently and doesn't spend much time at the company, so the two of them don't have much chance to meet. I don't believe you. Zhao Qingya sneered. It must be that bitch Mian. She used all her tricks to seduce President Su while I was away filming. See, you don't believe me even if I tell you the truth. Lilia, listen to me. Don't be so serious. Otherwise, life will be tiring. After comforting Zhao Qingya, Lisa left the ward. There were still a lot of fans outside the first hospital, waiting for Zhao Qingya to be discharged. In the afternoon, at the press conference for Imperial Star's new movie, Shooting Star and Butterfly Sword, the media asked Mian about her relationship with President Su Yu. Mian smiled but didn't say anything. Her attitude was even more confusing. In the ward, Zhao Qingya was watching the live broadcast on TV. She was so angry that she threw an ashtray at the LCD TV, shattering it. Lilia, calm down. Why do you have to do this? I just can't accept it. That woman's face is nothing special. Why does she deserve to be in his position? Zhao Qingya's face was livid as she crushed the cigarette in her hand. Lilia, you've been in the industry for so long, but you still can't accept it. Who is President Su? Even if Mian wasn't there, there could be other newbies. Didn't you start out as a newbie when you first entered the industry? Back then, President Su was dating Annie Liang. Didn't you steal her away? I still can't accept it. I just can't stand this me on me on. I'm going to deal with her. Beside a private pool, Su Yu had just finished a lap when he walked out of the pool, drenched in water. He picked up a towel and wiped himself. You've been close to that newbie in your company lately? Did your taste change again? Wei Liao asked as he pointed at the news on his phone. Chapter 364. Before Su Yu could say anything, Tang Chuan cut in. You can't even tell. How can you do it? It's obvious that Mian is cannon fodder. She's the cannon fodder that President Su brought out onto the stage to be attacked by others. He's doing this to protect the person who really wants to protect you. You've suddenly become a big shot, Lord Su, Wei Liao laughed. Do you think I won't tell the funeral parlor to remove 2 bodies from my swimming pool? Su Yu threatened coldly. Wei Liao and Tang Chuan immediately shut up. Inside a high-end bar, as usual, a group of people were drinking when Mian walked in, wearing a pink miniskirt and a red top hat. She sat down beside Su Yu and poured a glass of wine for Su Yu, looking very obedient. Su Yu was expressionless. He occasionally fiddled with his phone, absent-minded. President Su, what is it? Su Yu didn't even look up. Sister Qingya seems to have some misunderstandings about me. She's been working with the other artists in the company to ostracize me. I feel very wronged. President Su, please help me. If you feel wronged, then don't do it anymore. Just leave the company. You're not suitable to be an artist with such a fragile heart. President Su still didn't look at her. Instead, he scrolled through Huamin's Weibo. There was a time when Weibo was very popular. Huamin also registered an account, but he didn't use it often. He would only update or forward it when he thought of it. His name was also a little cute. He was called Penguins of Madagascar. However, even though he disguised himself like this, Su Yu still found out. His people weren't useless. If he couldn't add them on WeChat, he could at least add them on Weibo. After all, Su Yu was a VIP on Weibo with more than 30 million fans. Plus, he didn't have zombie fans. He had more fans than many celebrities. His verified name was also Su Yu. His verified identity was the CEO of Imperial Star Entertainment and a board member of the Su Bank. However, Su Yu was a lazy person. He rarely went on Weibo and didn't let his team manage it. He felt like that would lose the real meaning of having a Weibo. The last time he posted on Weibo was last month. It was about the new movie that Su Yu and the God of Gamblers from Hong Kong. Su Yu automatically reposted it. There were 80,000 comments on it in one day. Most of the people in the front row were female fans. One of them shouted, "Hubby, you finally updated your Weibo. We'll support your movie, even if it's bad. Hubby, remember to post more selfies. Give us some benefits." Was hubby. In Hu Suatu and Go Huan. Who was Su BBB in Yu to Sudi. Even if he changed his date, he would still be in the entertainment headlines for a week. After opening Huamin's Weibo, Su Yu didn't immediately follow it. He was afraid that some nosy netizens would notice something. Instead, he found her Weibo and scrolled through her posts one by one. Whenever he saw something interesting, he would laugh. When he saw something childish, he would laugh. Anyways, Su Yu was having a lot of fun playing with his phone. He wasn't in the mood to listen to Mian complain about her fight with Zhao Qingya. President Su, did I do something wrong? Mian looked pitiful and wanted to cry. Su Yu put away his phone and glanced at her. Why do you ask? People are saying that there's something between us, but in reality, there's nothing between us. I'm under a lot of pressure because of the curses and suspicions from those people. So, I'm wondering if I did something wrong to offend you, President Su. Mian wasn't stupid, and her analysis was quite reliable. What do you think you did to offend me? Su Yu looked at her, amused. Chapter 365. I'm not sure, please enlighten me, President Su. Mian bit her lip and said in a low voice. If there's nothing else, you can go home. If you want to do well in the future, don't waste your time on useless things. Focus on acting and memorize the script. Hard work is more important than anything else. Remember, there are no shortcuts to success. President Su, Mian didn't want to give up, so she moved closer to him. She wanted to get closer to Suyu. Suyu immediately stood up, pointed not far away, and yelled, "Give me the mic, I know how to sing this song." Then, Suyu took the mic and started singing. Mian awkwardly stood to the side. Just then, Tang Chuan, who reeked of alcohol, sat down and put an arm around Mian's shoulder. "Your president has been abstinent lately. Don't waste your time on him, why don't you be with me? I'll definitely love you more than he does." Young Master Tang sure knows how to joke. Mian awkwardly laughed, then got up and said goodbye to Wei Liao and Tang Chuan. Lord Su is getting more and more noble. Even though this chick had plastic surgery, her body is not bad. If I sleep with her, I'll be in a good mood. Tang Chuan shook his head and sighed. Lord Su is very arrogant and won't sleep with just anyone. He's very pretentious, so don't add to his troubles. Wei Liao drank as he watched Suyu sing. After Mian left, Suyu played with him for a while, but he wasn't in the mood. The black Lamborghini Sixth Element was Suyu's favorite. It was a limited edition car that was rarely seen on the market. It appeared in the movie Need for Speed and it was very cool. It also matched Suyu's flamboyant personality very well. They drove the black Lamborghini through the night and stopped at the entrance of South Side Recuperation Center. Ever since Huamin was promoted to head nurse, she didn't have as many night shifts as before. Sometimes she only had one shift every 2 weeks, and each shift lasted for 3 days, so it was relatively easy. Lord Qin was very satisfied with this. Huamin was on the night shift when a delivery man suddenly walked in. "Who is Ms. Huamin?" "Me." Huamin raised his hand. "Hello, this is your express delivery." Huamin remembered that he hadn't done any online shopping recently. Why did he suddenly receive a delivery? Looking at how tightly it was covered, could it be a terrorist bomb? "Head nurse, why aren't you opening it?" "I'm afraid it's explosives." "Aren't you thinking too much?" The nurse on the same shift sweated. Otherwise, the head nurse was an extraordinary woman. Even her way of thinking was so strange. Shouldn't a woman be surprised when she received a package and then guess who sent her the gift? Why would the head nurse think that a package delivered in the middle of the night was a bomb? It was too weird. Under the encouragement of the nurse, Huamin opened the package and found that it was a midnight snack. What a false alarm. Moreover, it was a weird supper. It was weird because it was not porridge or milk tea. It was actually smoked pork trotters, chicken feet, sausages, and some sesame seed cakes. The taste was not bad, but was it really okay to eat this in the middle of the night? "Head nurse, this is so sweet. It must be from your boyfriend, right?" The nurse was very envious. Huamin knew that this definitely wasn't Qin Chu's doing. Qin Chu usually delivered the food himself. Could it be? Huamin thought of someone, but he wasn't sure. Huamin's circle of friends was quite small, so there weren't many people who could deliver a midnight snack like this. Chapter 366. Head nurse, I'll keep an eye on it for you, you should eat. "It's okay, I'm not hungry. You can eat this." How could I? The nurse was a little shy. "It's okay, I'm scared of getting fat." I don't want to eat so much collagen." Huamin found an excuse. "Then I won't hold back, head nurse." The nurse happily took the supper into the office. Huamin was bored out of her mind as she scrolled through her WeChat friend circle. Today was pretty peaceful. Then, she logged into Weibo, which she hadn't been on for a long time, and suddenly saw a private message from someone she didn't follow. "Are the pork trotters tasty?" The message was sent 3 minutes ago, and the sender was a big shot with a V. It was the president of Imperial Star, Suyu. "Is it really you?" Huamin asked. "What? Are you surprised?" "Surprise my ass, are you trying to kill me? Sending me pork trotters in the middle of the night? You're up to no good." I heard that pork trotters and chicken feet can increase the size of your breasts. Your figure, then, it's good for you to eat more. Su Yu, come here, I promise I won't beat you to death. Huamin's face darkened. She thought her figure was okay. Why would her breasts be so big? They weren't cows. After a while, Su Yu didn't reply. Huamin thought he was scared. Just as she was about to close Weibo, he sent her another private message. I miss you. Huamin didn't know how to reply to such a serious message, so she just closed Weibo. Whether or not Su Yu's feelings for her were real or fake, she didn't want to confirm them. She already had Qin Chu, so she didn't want anyone else. Outside Southside Recuperation Center, Su Yu leaned against the driver's seat in his black Lamborghini, silent. After waiting for a long time, he didn't receive a reply from Huamin. He was a little disappointed, but it was understandable. After sitting in the car for a while, Su Yu finally drove away. The Su family's old residence was located in the Gold Coast area, facing the sea, where spring was warm and flowers bloomed. That place was famous for being a wealthy area, and because many military leaders lived there, it was heavily guarded. It was not a place where commoners could enter and leave as they pleased. Su Yu's father and the elders of his family were in charge of a private bank, so they were often out of town on business trips. On the other hand, Su Yu's grandfather was the head of the military region, so he flew all over the world. Under normal circumstances, Lady Su was the only one left in the Su family. It was said that Lady Su was born a commoner and was deeply loved by Su Yu's father. The Su family also respected her very much. Seeing her son come back in the middle of the night, Lady Su was planning to sleep, but she immediately put on her coat and asked the kitchen to prepare a bowl of ginseng soup. I don't like to drink these things. They taste like Chinese medicine. These are good for your health, Lady Su advised earnestly. Under Lady Su's gaze, Su Yu had no choice but to drink the soup made by his mother. Son, why did you come back so late? Why didn't you call ahead of time to arrange something for you to eat? Oh, it's nothing. I just ate, so I'm not hungry. I just suddenly missed you, so I came back to see you. Lady Su's face was full of love. Mom, you've been there before. I actually have something I want to ask you. What is it? Let me hear it. Lady Su was wearing milky white home clothes. She looked very sweet. Although she was almost 50 years old, she still looked very young and elegant. Tell me, if I fall in love with someone I shouldn't, will you support me? Chapter 367. I support you, I definitely support you. Even if you like men, as long as you leave me a grandchild, I don't care who you like. Su Yu was immediately speechless. You're really my mother, you're definitely not a free gift. What? Do you like a girl recently? There's one. What does she do? How old is she? What does she look like? Do you have a picture? Lady Su was immediately interested. I can't tell you right now, but if I have the chance, I'll tell you. Why are you being so secretive? All right. But you're not young anymore. Don't mess around anymore. As for those female artistes in the company, if you can, then do so. Your grandfather said that people from the entertainment industry will never be able to enter the Su family. I know. Su Yu nodded. Are you sleeping at home tonight? I'll get someone to clean up your room. It's okay, Mom, I'm going back to my place. After sitting with his mother for a little while, Su Yu left in the middle of the night. The good thing was that the Su family was already used to this little ancestor's personality. The next morning, on his way to work, Huamin received a WeChat message from Gao Ran. Is Huamin here? Yes. What's up with Zhu Lingling? What happened to her? She blocked me on WeChat. Gao Ran sent a crying emoji. Why? Huamin was confused. I want to know too. Is she having a stroke? Why did she block me? Are you sure she blocked you and not deleted you? What's the difference? Gao Ran sent a crying emoji. There is a difference. She blocked you because she doesn't want to hear from you. You must have done something to make her mad. She deleted you because she doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Goddess Hua, your analysis is spot on. So, can you tell me now, did she block you or delete you? Huamin replied with a voice message on his earpiece. Blacklist me. Ha! Hurry up and tell me, what did you do to her? Huamin laughed happily. This was the first time he saw Gao Ran in such a sorry state. Would you believe me if I said I didn't? Absolutely not. I swear to God, Huamin, I really didn't. We were fine before. When we went to the court, we went together. Have you forgotten? Things changed after your girlfriend came, Huamin said. Lin Xuejiao is a bit weird. She followed my car and knew where I was. Then, she pretended to meet me by chance. I don't like this kind of scheming woman. That's your problem. Hey, can you help me plead with her and ask her to pull me back? Why should I help you? Are you my brother? I'm Qin Chu's brother. Yeah, then you can ask Qin Chu to help you. Do you have to be so heartless? Huamin chuckled and didn't reply to him. After a busy morning at the hospital, she called Lingling. She wanted to ask her what happened between her and Gao Ran. However, she found that the girl's phone was turned off. She was probably on a plane. GK headquarters, Qin Chu had just driven out of work when he received a call from Gao Ran, asking him to go for a drink. He booked a place and went straight to the pub. When Qin Chu walked in, Gao Ran had already finished a bottle of beer. What's going on? It's a long story. Here's what happened. If it's a long story, then let's not talk about it. Damn it. You and Huamin are really husband and wife. You're both the same. I wanted to complain to her, but she just attacked me. Gao Ran stomped his feet in anger. So, not only did you harass me, but you also harass my wife? Qin Chu looked up and asked faintly. Chapter 368. Cough cough cough. Don't scare me. How would I dare harass your wife? Do you think I'm tired of living? Gao Ran was so scared by Qin Chu's overprotective behavior that he almost choked on his food. He would never admit to harassing Huamin. Qin Chu didn't say anything and continued drinking. He knew that Gao Ran couldn't hide things. If anything happened, there was no need to ask. He was sure that he would spit it all out. Sure enough, seeing that Qin Chu didn't take the initiative to ask, he couldn't help but say, I broke up with Lin Xuejiao. Qin Chu's reaction was very indifferent, as if he had expected it. That woman is really not suitable for me. Do you still think Zhu Lingling is more suitable? Qin Chu suddenly interrupted. You must be joking. What does this have to do with Zhu Lingling? I decided to break up with Lin Xuejiao after a day and a night of careful consideration. I always felt that living with her was too tiring. Then did you invite me to drink to celebrate your breakup? Qin Chu, how can you be so mean? A full man doesn't know the suffering of a hungry man. You're married and have a wife, so you want to torture us single dogs, right? Do we need to celebrate a breakup? Shouldn't we be comforting each other? There's no need at all. You don't look sad at all. That's true. I don't have any feelings for Lin Xuejiao. Everyone just pulled strings and thought that we were a good match. So the reason why you were drinking today must have something to do with Zhu Lingling, right? That damn woman actually blocked me. Just thinking about it makes me angry. I sent her a message, but it was rejected. I'm drunk. Isn't it normal for her to block you? You're not her boyfriend. Maybe she has a boyfriend and her boyfriend is jealous. Really? Gao Ran panicked when he heard Qin Chu say this. Why not? Stewardesses are very popular. No one would want Zhu Lingling, that fierce woman, right? That's not necessarily true. Qin Chu slowly took a sip of the wine. Gao Ran was even more depressed after hearing this. Why don't you call your wife and ask her to come over for a meal after work? Gao Ran thought that if Huamin was here, he wouldn't have to worry about Zhu Lingling. After all, Huamin was Zhu Lingling's good friend. My wife is working the night shift these few days. So unlucky? Gao Ran was slightly disappointed. Qin Chu seemed to have already seen through Gao Ran's thoughts, but since he didn't want to admit it, Qin Chu didn't expose him. During dinner, Gao Ran went to the bathroom while Qin Chu sent a WeChat message to Huamin. What are you doing? I'm eating. The food in the cafeteria is horrible. I'm sorry for the 50 yuan a day. I'll have someone bring you lunch in the future. GK's chefs are very professional. No, I'm not that delicate. If everyone can eat, then so can I. If it's not good, Then don't eat so much and cook for yourself after work. Good girl. Chin Chu sent a head emoji. What about you? Are you off work? I won't be home tonight, remember to cook for yourself. I'm with Gao Ran. Yeah? You guys are together? Did he complain to you about how Ling Ling blocked him? Huamin laughed. Yeah. Huh, Ling Ling's a weirdo, why did you block him? Even Gao Ran can't stay calm, can he? Yeah, he's panicking. Then you stay calm, I'll ask Ling Ling what's going on. Gao Ran broke up with his girlfriend. So soon? Huamin was slightly surprised. Although he knew that they wouldn't be together, he didn't expect it to be so soon. After chatting with Chin Chu for a while, Zhu Lingling's phone call came in. Girl, I just got off the plane, I saw that you called me, what's up? Zhu Lingling asked with her phone in hand, looking like a big sister. Chapter 369. Gao Ran said you blocked him on WeChat. Yeah, is there a problem? Zhu Lingling answered confidently. No problem, the problem is that Gao Ran can't reach you, so he came to ask me what's going on. Why did the two of you quarrel like this? Nothing, I just don't like him. If you don't like him, you should have blocked him earlier. Why did you block him right after his girlfriend barged in? Sis, do you have feelings for the police? Bullshit, I don't have feelings for him. Zhu Lingling immediately denied. Fine, you can continue to be stubborn. Anyways, it's between us. It's not something that can be explained in a few words. Do you have a day off tomorrow? I do. I'm working the night shift today, so I have the whole day off tomorrow. Great, let's go out and eat. I'm in a bad mood recently, so I want to talk to you. No problem, but you can't be too early. I need to catch up on sleep when I get back. Let's do it at noon. Call me after you book a restaurant. Why am I the one who booked the restaurant? Aren't you the one paying? Zhu Lingling asked on purpose. Yeah, I'm the one paying, but you can choose the restaurant. You're really rich. You're so rich, I want to ride your coattails. Zhu Lingling giggled. No, Gao Ran's coattails are thicker, you can ride his coattails. I heard that he broke up with his girlfriend, so he's free now. Broke up? How's that possible? Zhu Lingling obviously didn't believe her. I heard it from Chin Chu. Mr. Chin's words never lie. I guarantee his integrity. But why did they break up? Zhu Lingling was curious. You can ask Gao Ran that yourself, huh? I don't want to talk to him. It's settled, I'll talk to you tomorrow. With that, Zhu Lingling hung up. After dinner, there was still half an hour before work. Huamin went back to his office and tidied up his desk. Then, he planned to do a ward round to check on the situation of each ward. At this moment, his phone rang. It was a video call invitation. Hello, Mr. Chin. After the call connected, Huamin smiled. This Huamin was still wearing a white coat and a pair of black-rimmed glasses. There was no makeup on his face, and he looked delicate and pretty. On the other end, Chin Chu was still in his office. He was wearing a navy blue morning shirt and his face was stunning. Are you busy? No, I just had dinner. I'm going to do a ward round. What did you eat for dinner? Let me think. I think it's braised pork ribs, kelp potato chips, and tomato egg drop soup. It must not taste good, right? Yeah, the taste has always been the same. It hasn't improved at all. What about you? Have you eaten? I'm not off work yet. I notice that when I'm on the night shift, you're always working overtime, Huamin asked with a smile. Otherwise, why would I go back so early? You're not home. I'll try to go back early tomorrow morning and make you a delicious breakfast. No, you're already tired from work. I'll make breakfast. What do you want to eat? Fried eggs and sandwiches. Is that okay? I just saw a kid eating in the hallway. I'm craving it. You're so useless. Chin Chu smiled dotingly. You know that I don't have any principles when it comes to food. Okay, fried eggs and sandwiches it is. See you tomorrow morning. Okay, bye. After hanging up, Huamin went to check on the patients. To his surprise, he saw Wang Tingting, who had just resigned, in room 5. This time, she was there as a family member. She was wearing a low-necked, big-breasted dress and had on flirtatious makeup. She leaned against the Thai patient in room 5 intimately. "Hi, my dear head nurse." Wang Tingting smiled proudly when she saw Huamin walk in. Chapter 370. Huamin nodded in response to Wang Tingting. "How are you feeling today? Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere?" Huamin asked the Thai guy as a matter of routine. "I'm okay, but sometimes my chest feels stuffy. Do you guys have any ways to relieve it?" "It's probably because of the lack of air circulation in the room. I suggest your friend take you to the garden for a walk. It'll help with your recovery." "Okay, thank you, head nurse." The Thai guy was actually quite polite, aside from his perverted nature. Huamin looked at Tingting and reminded her, he has a history of diabetes, so try to control his diet. Don't let him eat too much sweet fruit. "I know, you don't have to tell me. I'm his girlfriend, so of course I know him. That's for the best." Huamin smiled and turned to leave. "I really hate how arrogant she is, always pretending to be rational." Wang Tingting cursed as she looked at Huamin's back. "Babe, are you talking about the head nurse? I think she's a good person, very professional." "What do you know? She's a horrible person and we all hate her," Wang Tingting said angrily. Speaking of South Side Recuperation Center, not many people liked Huamin, and there was only one reason. Huamin once proposed to reorganize South Side during a meeting. He proposed to change the sexy uniforms to white coats. He also added an assessment system for the nurses and doctors to improve their professional skills. However, this made the people with ulterior motives very sad, so they all secretly hated Huamin. However, Huamin wasn't worried. She just thought that doctors should act like hospitals. Fortunately, Director Wu was wise enough to approve her suggestion and reorganize Southside, although the bad atmosphere was still there. Although there were still some bad habits, overall, the hospital was much better, and its reputation improved. Huamin worked the whole night. When she got home, it was already 7:30 a.m. Qin Chu had already gotten up and made breakfast. "You're back. Wash your hands first. I'm going to fry the eggs." Qin Chu didn't fry the eggs because he didn't know how long Huamin would take to get home. He was afraid that the eggs would be cold and affect the taste. Seeing Qin Chu busy in the kitchen, Huamin felt slightly touched. In a lifetime, how many women could meet a man who could cook for them? The premise was that this man was very busy and was in charge of a company worth tens of billions. Therefore, people who often say that they are too busy are actually indirectly telling you that you are not the most important person to them. Your matters are not important in his eyes, at least not now. After a while, Qin Chu finished frying the eggs. He walked out and carefully placed a plate in front of Huamin. "Try it and see how it tastes. Have you aged?" "No, it looks very, very delicious." "Thank you, King of Support." Qin Chu chuckled. He could only relax and smile like this when he was with Huamin. Usually, in the company or outside, people would see a cold and arrogant president. Qin Chu didn't talk much, but he always got to the point. After every executive meeting, he would always conclude with a few sentences. Huamin ate the fried eggs in small bites. Her heart filled with happiness, Qin Chu poured her a glass of warm milk and handed it to her. "Sleep well later, there's a steam eye mask by your bed." Huamin nodded dumbly as she ate. After the two happily ate breakfast, Qin Chu packed up and was about to leave. "Drive slowly and be careful, Mr. Qin." Huamin waved his hand. Qin Chu walked a few steps and suddenly thought of something. He turned around and asked, "Mian, do you know Suyu?" Upon hearing this, Huamin's expression changed slightly. Chapter 371. Yeah, he used to recuperate at Southside before I was promoted to head nurse. I would go over every day to draw his blood and give him injections. Huamin didn't hide anything from Qin Chu and directly told him about the situation. "Nothing, I was just asking." Qin Chu nodded and turned to go to work. Huamin took a hot shower, put on an eye mask, and slept soundly. At 11:20 a.m., Zhu Lingling called. "Stop sleeping, get up. Let's go to Sakura Japanese restaurant on Evergreen Street. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Huamin drowsily got up, washed up, and drove straight over. She took less than 20 minutes to get there. Zhu Lingling had already ordered a table full of food and was waiting for her. After the two of them ate and drank, Zhu Lingling suggested that they go shopping. Huamin gladly agreed. However, to their surprise, they bumped into Lin Xuejiao at the mall. When she saw Huamin, she immediately went up to greet her passionately. What a coincidence, you're shopping too? Responded Huamin with a smile. Yeah, did Gao Ran tell you guys about us? Asked Lin Xuejiao directly. Huamin and Zhu Lingling looked at each other. Then Huamin nodded. Oh, I heard a little bit. Do you know why we broke up? Lin Xuejiao looked like she was asking Huamin, but her eyes were actually looking at Zhu Lingling the entire time. I don't know, Gao Ran didn't tell me, and it's not convenient for me to ask. Gao Ran's family is a high-ranking family, so they have high expectations for their future daughter-in-law. I thought I was great, but I still couldn't marry into their family. Gao Ran's mother already made it clear that they won't accept a non-virgin into their family. I had a boyfriend before, so, never mind, let's not talk about this. Anyways, I wish Gao Ran the best. You guys go shopping, talk when you have time. After Lin Xuejiao finished speaking, she turned around and left. Huamin and Zhu Lingling were left behind with a confused look on their faces. When Zhu Lingling heard Lin Xuejiao's words, she said sourly, "What day and age are we in? Gao Ran's mother sure is interesting. If she wants to find a daughter-in-law like that, I suggest she go to kindergarten." This Lin Xuejiao is quite strange. Why did she tell us all this? Huamin thought Lin Xuejiao was a bit strange. She didn't think that she and Lin Xuejiao were close enough to talk about such private matters, but she did. She also didn't think that Lin Xuejiao was a brainless person who would talk nonsense. Maybe she had a motive for saying all this? Huamin lowered her head and thought about it. Don't just stand there, let's go. After pulling Huamin away, Zhu Lingling and Lin Xuejiao shopped for the entire afternoon. After they had afternoon tea, Zhu Lingling finally let Huamin go home. After Huamin got home, he received another WeChat message from Gao Ran. Huamin, did you ask Zhu Lingling? What's going on? Even if a criminal is sentenced to death, there has to be a reason. It's so unclear, it's so weird. Huamin thought for a moment and asked, why did you break up with Lin Xuejiao? Didn't I tell you? Their personalities don't match. Is there a reason behind it? For example, your mom doesn't agree to it? Huamin asked carefully. Sis, are you kidding me? My mom wants me to get married tomorrow and have kids the day after tomorrow. She doesn't care about me. Oh, I get it now. What do you get? Gao Ran was confused. It's nothing. I'll ask Lingling about it later. Don't worry. How can I not worry? I don't even know what's going on. Gao Ran seemed very anxious. However, Huamin didn't reply to him. After hanging up the phone, Huamin was almost certain that Lin Xuejiao was a scheming bitch. She seemed to have seen through the subtle relationship between Zhu Lingling and Gao Ran and wanted to destroy it. She thought about it and decided to help Gao Ran. She sent a WeChat message to Lingling. Lingling, pull Gao Ran back. Stop sulking. Chapter 372. Mian, don't worry about us. It's not as simple as you think. Is there a secret between the two of you that I don't know about? Huamin pretended to be surprised. Of course not, don't overthink it. Okay, I've already passed on the message. It's up to you whether you want to pull him back or not. But, don't mind what Lin Xuejiao said. That woman, isn't that simple. She might have said it on purpose for you to hear. Huamin was finally relieved after Huamin's explanation. She tidied up and drove to her third night shift of the week. Because it was rush hour, the traffic was heavy. Huamin stopped listening to music in the car. Just as she was engrossed in the music, she vaguely felt that someone was looking at her. As expected, a black Lamborghini was parked next to her at a red light. Who else could it be but Su Yu in the driver's seat? Su Yu didn't intentionally create this chance encounter. He was going to eat with a few clients, and the restaurant wasn't far away. She didn't expect to run into Huamin at a red light. It was truly a pleasant surprise. Su Yu's gaze never left Huamin. Su Yu didn't come back to his senses until the lights changed and the cars behind him honked like crazy. Just then, he looked to the side and saw that Huamin had already driven away. When Huamin arrived at South Side, it was already past dinner time. Just as she was wondering if she should order takeout, suddenly, a nurse walked over and said in a hurry, "Deputy Director Gua asked you not to go to his office, head nurse." Huamin nodded. Then, she changed into her white lab coat and put on her glasses to go to the deputy director's office on the top floor. She didn't expect to see Huaxiqian when she knocked on the door and walked in. He was wearing a khaki t-shirt and a Cartier bracelet on his left hand. He seemed to be talking to the deputy director about something. "Look, who's here?" Huaxiqian looked at Huamin with a smile. Huamin ignored him and asked Deputy Dean Gua directly, "Why are you looking for me?" "Hua, come and have a seat." "Vice President, I haven't eaten yet. If you have something to say it first." Huamin didn't seem to want to waste time. "Don't worry, we haven't eaten yet either. We'll go eat directly later. Take a seat and listen to President Hua's reward system for our hospital." "Since when has the reward system of our hospital been decided by an outsider?" Huamin asked calmly. "What are you talking about? President Hua is not an outsider. He is our hospital's biggest sponsor." Huamin, fine, this deputy director only cared about money, so she had nothing to say. "Mian, I've set up an emergency fund in your hospital. In the future, if there are any family members who are in trouble and are sent to your hospital for emergency treatment, the Hua Foundation will pay for the emergency treatment. Are you going to be a prostitute?" Huamin looked at Huaxiqian and asked. No, that's too tiring. I just think that you can be a director of the Hua Foundation and help out with this. Also, I talked to the deputy director and your salary will be doubled. After all, you have to work and manage the Hua Foundation. Huamin wanted to refuse, but he remembered that Huaxiqian was doing this for a reason. Many residents nearby didn't know that they were a nursing home and thought that they were a hospital. Therefore, patients were often sent here for emergency treatment. In the end, they were rejected by the hospital. If Huaxiqian was willing to pay, they could hire professional doctors to be on standby in the emergency room. Perhaps they could save many lives. Huamin couldn't refuse under these circumstances, even though he didn't know why Huaxiqian was doing this. However, this was a good thing. What do you think?" Deputy Director Gua asked. Chapter 373. Sure. Huamin nodded. "See, I told you Huamian would agree. Can I go now?" "Vice Director. What are you busy with, Mian?" "I haven't eaten yet. I heard the food in your cafeteria is pretty good. Can you take me there?" Huamin was just about to refuse. Vice Director Gua said, "Of course, you've done so much charity work, Huamian won't say no to this request." His words made Huamin swallow back his words. Huamin had no choice but to take Huaxiqian to the cafeteria. It was already past lunchtime, so the vice director personally ordered the chef to make a few extra dishes for Huaxiqian. In the huge cafeteria, Huamin and Huaxiqian sat across from each other. "I'm curious, why are you doing this?" "I'm doing a good deed." Huaxiqian chuckled. "I don't believe you. A cunning entrepreneur wouldn't do something that doesn't benefit him for no reason. Don't try to fool me." Fiske, you're so smart. I like it when you're always rational." "Don't bullshit me, hurry up and tell me." "Mian, I'm hungry, can we talk while we eat?" Huaxiqian begged. Just then, the waiters brought out the dishes one after another. There were 6 dishes: forest stir-fry, sweet and sour pork ribs, braised carp, bitter melon fried eggs, salted prawns, braised meatballs, and a bowl of pickled vegetable soup. Before Huaxiqian could say anything, Huaxiqian picked up a prawn and put it in Huamin's bowl. "I remember, you like seafood, right?" Huaxiqian put down his chopsticks and smiled at Huamin. "How did you know?" Huamin remembered that she had never eaten with Huaxiqian, so how did he know what she liked to eat? I was just guessing." "I don't." Hua Xiqian's words were never trusted by Huamin because he was always like that. She was smiling on the surface, but who knew what evil tricks she was scheming in her stomach? Do you usually eat these dishes? Usually there's only one meat dish, one vegetable dish, and one soup. It's never been as sumptuous as today. It must have been hard on you. What's so bitter about it? Don't we all eat this? Huamin disagreed. This was the first time Hua Xiqian had the opportunity to eat with Huamin, and he seemed to cherish it very much. After Huamin finished eating the prawn, he immediately used his chopsticks to pick up another one for her. Moreover, he used a new pair of chopsticks to pick it up. It could be seen that he was very meticulous. Did Dad look for you? Is it because of Suyu? Yeah, his idea is unrealistic. There's no way I'll be with Suyu, so I don't need any help from the Hua family. Suyu seems to be more than just interested in you. You have to be careful. Be careful of what? He won't hurt me. That's hard to say. Suyu can be very domineering sometimes. He'll use all kinds of methods to get what he can't get. Do you think everyone is like you? Huamin raised her head and looked at him indifferently. Hua Xiqian smiled bitterly. What's wrong with me? Little sister Mian, you're biased against me. Don't think I don't know who you are. It's not the first day I've known you. Huamin ate slowly and methodically. She met Hua Xiqian the year she met Qin Chu. He was in the senior department. Although they didn't interact much, she still knew how Hua Xiqian did things. He was a person who didn't play by the rules, but he could catch people off guard. In short, his methods were quite sinister. This was also the reason why Huamin had been avoiding him all these years. Hua Yanyan and Hua Si had probably been taken advantage of by him. Then tell me, who am I? Hua Xiqian asked with a smile. You know yourself. Hua Xiqian, little sister Mian, let me ask you a question. Between me and Qin Chu, who do you like more? Chapter 374. When Huamin heard this, she really wanted to say, what the hell are you talking about? How can you compare yourself to Qin Chu? However, Huamin was a good kid. She would never swear, especially in a dignified sanatorium like Southside. In the end, she looked up at Hua Xiqian and asked, I'm curious, where did you get the courage to ask such a question? There are some things that aren't necessarily right. I'd rather give it a try. Perhaps there are other answers. No, there won't be any other answers. You can't compare yourself to Qin Chu. In my heart, no one in this world can compare to Qin Chu. Huamin didn't beat around the bush and was very direct. Tiske, my silly little sister is so infatuated. It has nothing to do with infatuation. I'm just stating facts. Okay, I hope Qin Chu doesn't disappoint you. I don't want you to be heartbroken when he lets you down one day. My heart will ache. Thank you for your kind words. That day will never come. After having an unpleasant meal with Hua Xiqian, Huamin returned to work. Hua Xiqian also left Southside with her assistant. She was very curious as to what Hua Xiqian's ultimate goal was. Why did he have to come to Southside so often? He was involved in donations and genetic engineering. Did he have too much money to spend? This didn't seem like something Hua Xiqian would do. After working another night shift, Huamin took a day off. However, she didn't rest at home. After all, Qin Chu wasn't home and she was bored, so she went back to the first hospital. She had worked there as soon as she graduated. To be honest, even though she left, she still had feelings for the place. Outside the OB/GYN clinic of the first hospital, oh my God, Mian, why are you here? The young nurse, Huang Yu, hugged Huamin affectionately. After Huamin left, Huang Yu didn't want to stay in the laboratory either, so she requested a transfer from the head nurse. It just so happened that the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology was short of manpower, so the higher-ups approved it. Ever since Huamin left, he rarely came back. After all, Wu Xiaoxue was in the OB/GYN department, and the two of them didn't get along. Therefore, he didn't want to ask for a snub. Yes, I'm resting today. I came back to visit everyone when I'm free. As he spoke, Huamin handed over a shopping bag containing drinks and fruits for everyone. How sumptuous. Thank you, senior sister. Huamin was chatting with Huang Yu when the head nurse, Su Yan, walked in from outside. She was in a good mood when she saw Huamin. "Why are you here?" "It's my day off today, so I came to visit everyone. Come in and take a seat." Su Yan took Huamin's hand and walked into the consultation room intimately. A few colleagues who had a good relationship with him before also gathered around and chatted. "Mian, is the environment at Southside really good?" "Yeah, to make it easier for the patients to recuperate, they even have a garden in the back. The environment is really good, and the greenery is top-notch." "That's great. You must not be that tired, right? It's not easy either. Patients in recuperation usually need more care." Huamin smiled. "You're a head nurse now, so you don't have to work night shifts anymore. Does it feel good?" "Yeah, it does." Huamin looked at his former colleagues and felt inexplicably touched. Su Yan smiled as she held onto Huamin's hand, unwilling to let go. "I heard in the meeting this morning that the Hua Foundation was established at Southside. You're now the president of the foundation and have full authority over it. Your salary has also doubled." "Yeah, it was just decided yesterday." Huamin didn't want to talk too much about the Hua Foundation. After all, it was related to Hua Xiqian. "That's great. You have to treat us to dinner." "Of course. When everyone gets off work that day, I'll treat all of you." Just as everyone was happily chatting, Wu Xiaoxue suddenly pushed open the door and walked in. When she saw Huamin, she froze slightly. Everyone saw her come in and didn't say anything. The lively atmosphere from before suddenly disappeared. Chapter 375. Wu Xiaoxue's belly was already obvious. Even though she was wearing loose Korean-style clothes, one could still see the slightly bulge in her belly. "You're back?" Wu Xiaoxue asked faintly as she looked at Huamin. She didn't seem to be passionate, but she definitely wasn't mocking him like before. "Yeah." Huamin nodded. "Head nurse, please observe the pregnant woman in room 3. She's already bleeding, but her cervix hasn't opened yet. She insists on having a natural birth. Once her water breaks, immediately go into the operating room." "Okay, Dr. Wu." The head nurse nodded. Wu Xiaoxue glanced at Huamin and slowly said, "Let's talk." Everyone was shocked to see Wu Xiaoxue talking to Huamin so calmly. Although they all knew that Huamin saved Wu Xiaoxue and her child in a moment of crisis, they didn't know that Wu Xiaoxue's attitude towards Huamin had changed. Although Huamin didn't know what Wu Xiaoxue wanted to say, he could tell from her lonely eyes that she didn't have any ill intentions towards him. He followed Wu Xiaoxue out of the OB/GYN clinic and into Wu Xiaoxue's private office. "Have a seat." Wu Xiaoxue then poured a glass of water from the water dispenser and handed it to Huamin. "Thank you." Huamin was a little surprised. It seemed like Wu Xiaoxue was a lot gentler than before. "Surprised by my change?" Wu Xiaoxue asked with a smile when she saw Huamin's confusion. "Yeah, a little surprised. My parents also said that I've changed a lot recently. I think maybe it's because I'm going to be a mother? I'm giving off a motherly glow." After speaking, Wu Xiaoxue smiled and sat down in the office chair across from Huamin. "How have you been?" she asked. "Pretty good. I really envy you, you're always so carefree." Wu Xiaoxue sighed. "You must be too." "No. I'm different." "Huamin, do you know? Now I understand that my marriage with Ning Ziyuan was a mistake. Our relationship is completely different from what I imagined. At first, I foolishly thought that you were the one who made things difficult for Ning Ziyuan because he couldn't forget you. Now that I think about it, how stupid was I? It clearly wasn't your fault. Did something happen between the two of you?" Huamin had a vague feeling that something had happened between them after hearing Wu Xiaoxue's words. Wu Xiaoxue smiled bitterly. "Huamin, you left him back then. It seems like you were right. Ning Ziyuan isn't what he appears to be. He's a hypocrite, Huamin." Huamin never wanted to say anything bad about her ex. After all, it was all in the past. Hearing Wu Xiaoxue scold Ning Ziyuan like this, for a moment, she didn't know what to say. "Did you know? Huamin, I used to hate how calm and rational you were. I thought you were too pretentious, but now it seems like I was too stupid. You were rational, so you were able to leave in time. I was crazy in love, so I fell in love with him. Ning Ziyuan doesn't love me, he only loves the power of the Wu family and my uncle's status and fame. Maybe he really likes you, Huamin comforted her. I used to lie to myself, but the truth is that he doesn't. He only loves himself. He only cares about fame and status. He only cares about whether or not he can get promoted. After I was discharged from the hospital, we slept separately. We don't see each other many times a day, so we don't have much to talk about. Huamin was slightly surprised. That's not good. How long have you guys been married? Chapter 376. I didn't want it to be like this, but I can't accept what he's doing, you know? He's still in contact with He-Man, and they're having an affair behind my back. Other than He-Man, there's also a new intern nurse in the ophthalmology department. Their relationship is very ambiguous, and everyone knows about it. I'm the only one who's in the dark. How stupid am I? This can't be true, right? Did you misunderstand something? Huamin tried his best not to think the worst of people. I've already hired a private investigator to investigate. He thinks I don't know, and I don't want to expose him. I'm pregnant right now, and I can't get a divorce. After I give birth, I'll bring the evidence and file for divorce. Then Ning Ziyuan will leave me with nothing and get the hell out of here, Wu Xiaoxue said through clenched teeth, her eyes red. It was obvious that she was angry and agitated. Calm down, I know you're angry and sad, but you have a child. If you're in a bad mood, it'll directly affect the baby. Huamin, I have one more thing to ask you. You have to tell me the truth, okay? Wu Xiaoxue wiped her tears with a tissue and raised her head to look at Huamin. Ask away. You were the one who helped Ning Ziyuan write those academic papers about ophthalmology that he won awards for, weren't you? Huamin was silent. Huamin, tell me the truth. I don't want to be fooled by him like an idiot. I wrote them, Huamin finally admitted. When my uncle told me, I didn't believe him at first. I always thought that Ning Ziyuan was a medical genius. Although he's not a good person, he's overflowing with talent. Now, it seems like it was all a scam. He doesn't have any skills at all, yet he pretends to be talented. It's disgusting. At that time, we had just graduated, and it was not easy to find a job. Because he was a doctor, he had to have an outstanding side to him to find a job. So, I helped him write a paper. Later, when I heard that the paper was appreciated by the leaders, I helped him write a few more papers, which laid the foundation for him to be an ophthalmologist. I didn't expect things to develop like this. Huamin also blamed himself. If he hadn't helped Ning Ziyuan back then, perhaps nothing would have happened. You were kind enough to him, but not only did he not know how to be grateful, he even pushed all the responsibility to you. When he was with me, he said that you betrayed him and got together with your ex-boyfriend. He said that you were fickle and had a terrible character. At that time, I actually believed him. Actually, he wasn't wrong. I did get together with my ex-boyfriend, but I'm not fickle, Huamin replied quietly. At that time, I even gave you a hard time because of this, but you didn't care about anything. You even saved my life and the child's life. Now, I finally understand why my uncle values you so much. Huamin, Wu Xiaoxue, have never admired anyone in my life, but you have truly won me over. If it weren't for all the things that happened in between, I would really want to be friends with you. Don't think too much about it. Take care of the baby. When Huamin walked out of the door, Wu Xiaoxue was still crying in the office. Perhaps it was because pregnant women had complicated emotions. Plus, she had suffered so much, so Wu Xiaoxue must be feeling terrible. Huamin knew that Ning Ziyuan and He-Man were together again because she ran into them once. After staying in the OB/GYN department for a little while longer, Huamin bumped into Ning Ziyuan at the door before leaving. He seemed to have just arrived at work because he wasn't wearing his work uniform yet. Instead, he was wearing casual clothes. Mia. Ning Ziyuan looked up and was pleasantly surprised to see Huamin. Chapter 377. Hello. Huamin's tone was very distant, as if he was talking to a stranger. Why are you here? Aren't you working at Southside? Oh, I'm off today, so I came to see everyone. How are things over there? Very good. I heard you were promoted to the chairman of the Hua Foundation. I'm so jealous. There's nothing to be jealous of, it's just a job, just in name. You're really good. I believe that one day you will become an outstanding doctor. Ning Ziyuan knew that Huamin's dream was to be a doctor, not a nurse, when they were in university. You must be joking. I'm satisfied with being a head nurse. Why would I want to be a doctor? Alright, I have to go now. Wait, Mian. Ning Ziyuan obviously didn't want Huamin to leave. Is there anything else? Dr. Ning? My parents came a few days ago and brought me a lot of free-range eggs. They said they were going to give you half of them, but I haven't had the chance to see you. Give me your address, I'll mail them to you later. It's okay, eggs are fragile, they'll break if you mail them. Dr. Wu is pregnant, you can keep them for her. Thank your parents for their kindness for me. Huamin smiled and nodded, then left gracefully. Right now, Ning Ziyuan was like a stranger to her. She didn't care about him at all. So, Ning Ziyuan was right when he said that Huamin never loved him. If he did, he wouldn't be able to face it so easily. When they walked out of the hospital, Huamin happened to have nothing to do, so he drove straight to the university. Unfortunately, Jixin was hiking with his friends, so he wasn't at school. On the way back, Zhu Lingling called. While the two chatted, Huamin told Zhu Lingling everything that happened at the hospital. If Ning Ziyuan knows that you're doing well, he'll definitely be jealous. Stay away from him later. That can't be. We broke up peacefully. Isn't there a saying on the internet that goes, as long as you're well, everything will be fine? Wrong, that's 100 years old. Big sister, what's popular now is that if you're well, that's great, Huamin. Okay, you win. Huamin was speechless at Zhu Lingling's new words. So, if Ning Ziyuan finds out that you have money, power, and a handsome husband, he will definitely be jealous to death. When the time comes, he might use some dirty tricks behind your back. You really don't think too much. Wrong. It's not that I don't think too much. I just don't want to think of people as bad people, Huamin explained with a smile. By the way, did you bring Gao Ran back? No. You're really stubborn and willful. I can't be bothered with that stupid cop. I'll just let him lie quietly on my blacklist, Zhu Lingling said proudly. That night, at a bar in the city, Ning Ziyuan drove straight to the bar after work. He didn't go home. Ever since he separated from Wu Xiaoxue, he had gotten used to it. Even when he went home, he was always faced with that cold face. When He-Man saw Ning Ziyuan walk in, she immediately went up to him. Doctor, you're early today. I got off work early. Let's go dance. Without waiting for Ning Ziyuan to finish speaking, He-Man pulled him by the arm and led him to the dance floor. Red lights, green lights, and deafening music. Ning Ziyuan suddenly realized that he actually liked this kind of intoxicating life. Qin Chu went back to the old mansion for dinner, while Huamin was bored and watching TV with a mask on his face. Suddenly, his phone rang. Hello? Huamin, it's me, Wu Xiaoxue. Can you come to my house? Not feeling well. Wu Xiaoxue's voice was very weak. Chapter 378. It took Huamin 23 minutes to drive to Wu Xiaoxue's place. It was a high-end neighborhood. Apparently, the Wu family paid for the house and renovations. Huamin knocked on the door, and it took a while for Wu Xiaoxue to open the door. Huamin's heart sank when he saw her. Wu Xiaoxue's face was pale, and there were bloodstains under her white nightgown. What's wrong? Huamin supported Wu Xiaoxue, who was weak. My stomach doesn't feel well, and I don't have any strength. Can you take me to Southside? Southside? Why not the first hospital? They have better medical equipment there. Huamin was surprised. Wu Xiaoxue shook her head. I don't want my colleagues to know about my condition. Please, Huamin. Seeing Wu Xiaoxue's pleading eyes, Huamin finally gave in. He helped her downstairs and drove her to Southside. Southside's facilities were advanced, but the medical team wasn't as good as the first hospitals. After all, it was a place for recuperation. It's late, and there aren't any good gynecologists on duty. If you don't mind, I can examine you. Is that okay? Yes, thank you. Wu Xiaoxue nodded. She didn't doubt Huamin's medical skills at all. Huamin observed Wu Xiaoxue's condition as he drove. He was also a bit worried. He knew that Wu Xiaoxue was arrogant and didn't have many friends. She wouldn't call anyone for help, let alone tell her parents. However, as her husband, where did Ning Ziyuan go? Shouldn't he be with her at a time like this? Dr. Wu, your husband? He's fooling around with He-Man at a nightclub, Wu Xiaoxue said as she held her stomach in pain. Huamin didn't say anything. He-Man just sent me an MMS to show off. Huh, unfortunately, I don't care anymore. I won't be as stupid as before. After saying that, Wu Xiaoxue turned on her phone and opened a photo. Huamin glanced over. Sure enough, it was He-Man and Ning Ziyuan. They looked very intimate, as if they were dancing. Dr. Wu, should we inform President Wu? Huamin asked, feeling uncertain. No, if my uncle knows, my parents will definitely know. I don't want them to worry about me anymore. Back then, they didn't agree to me marrying Ning Ziyuan. Now that I've chosen this path, I have to finish it even if I have to kneel down, Wu Xiaoxue said, gritting her teeth. Wu Xiaoxue's character was a typical Leo girl. She was strong, domineering, and wanted to be first in everything she did. This kind of life was actually very tiring. At this moment, Huamin no longer had any prejudice against Wu Xiaoxue. Instead, he felt sympathy and pity for her. Seeing how depressed Wu Xiaoxue was, Huamin didn't say anything else. Southside Recuperation Center, head nurse, why are you here? The nurse on duty was surprised to see Huamin. I'm here to bring a friend for a checkup. You guys can go back to work. After speaking, Huamin helped Wu Xiaoxue up to the OB/GYN department on the top floor. Huamin first ran an ultrasound on her. Then he drew her blood and sent it to the lab so that his colleagues could rush out the results. Finally, he laid her down on the hospital bed and listened to her fetal heartbeat and electrocardiogram. How is it, Huamin? You might be too agitated and emotionally unstable. That's why your blood pressure is high and your heart rate is a bit fast. The fetus isn't very stable either, and there's something wrong with the fetus breathing rate. Plus, there's blood. There are signs that you're going to have a miscarriage. Huamin didn't have the heart to announce the results, but in the end, he still announced the results. When Wu Xiaoxue heard this, her face turned green. Chapter 379. Miscarriage? Wu Xiaoxue couldn't believe it. Your progesterone level is very low right now, it's very dangerous. Then I'll just inject it. Wu Xiaoxue was an OB/GYN, so she naturally knew how to protect the baby. But, is there anything else? Wu Xiaoxue had a bad feeling when she saw Huamin's hesitation. You're almost 5 months pregnant. I did a Down syndrome test for you, and the results show. Huamin crossed his arms, looking conflicted. How is it? Is it high risk? Wu Xiaoxue asked nervously. Yes, it's high risk. Huamin nodded. Wu Xiaoxue's heart sank to the bottom when she heard this. Not only was she facing signs of a miscarriage, but the baby was also at high risk? What did this mean? It meant that there was a high chance that the baby was deformed. How was that possible? Wu Xiaoxue thought that she and Ning Ziyuan were both young, and they didn't have any bad habits. Ning Ziyuan occasionally drank alcohol and rarely smoked. How could she be at high risk? Wu Xiaoxue had always wanted to do a Down syndrome test, but when she thought about how young she was and how she wasn't an advanced pregnant woman, she didn't think there would be any problems. Plus, she was busy with work, so she delayed it. If Huamin didn't do it for her today, she wouldn't have known. Oh my God, what should I do? Wu Xiaoxue's tears flowed down uncontrollably and she panicked. Although she and Ning Ziyuan were in a cold war, she still loved the baby very much. The baby was innocent, and she had worked so hard to keep it. Was she going to have an accident now? Don't worry, we'll solve the problems one by one. The signs of a miscarriage aren't very serious, so we'll inject it first to protect the baby. Calm down, your mentality is very important right now. Don't be nervous or depressed, Min comforted her. So what if we keep it? If it's a deformed baby, we might as well induce labor now. Wu Xiaoxue's voice was hoarse, and she almost couldn't speak. Any woman would not be able to bear such a situation, let alone Wu Xiaoxue. You are now 5 months pregnant. The fetus's hands and feet are already fully developed. If you induce labor, not only will you lose a little life, but your body will also be damaged. You are also a doctor. There are many things that I don't need to tell you. You should understand it yourself. Min, what should I do now? I really want this daughter of mine. I really like her. Wu Xiaoxue grabbed Min's hand and burst into tears. Because Wu Xiaoxue had done an ultrasound when she was 4 months pregnant, she found out the baby's gender. Although it was a girl, she wasn't unhappy because she was a girl. Instead, she was very excited and bought many beautiful dresses for her unborn daughter. Now that the child was facing a high risk of miscarriage, Wu Xiaoxue felt as if the sky had collapsed. Dr. Wu, calm down and listen to me, okay? Min sat by the bed and gently patted Wu Xiaoxue's back. Wu Xiaoxue covered her mouth and cried silently. We can't be too pessimistic. Right now, only the 3rd hospital in Jing City has the best equipment in the country and can perform amniocentesis. So, I suggest that you take a few days off and go to Jing City for a checkup. If the baby is healthy, we'll keep her. If not, then it's okay. We can only say that she's not meant to be with you. You're still young, and you'll have more babies in the future, Min said tactfully. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.